Greeting, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Planetary and welcome to a tutorial video for this channel. Due to the fact that I'm not going to be doing due to the fact that I'm actually in between reviews and all that kind of stuff, I thought I might as well do a little bit of a tutorial video for you guys. And what am I going to be doing for you guys? We're going to be looking at Epic Edits. For people who do not know what Epic Edit is a utility software that can be used to actually edit tracks for Super Mario Kart. Now there's two ways you can actually get Epic Edits. You can actually go by looking at romhacking.net, a wonderful community where people can actually show off their ROM hacking ideas or ROM hacking dreams that they have made. And also yet you can find utilities in there by going to the utility format and put in two filters, the SNES or Super Mario Kart, and also yet track editor or level editor, and you'll be able to find Epic Edit there. Or you can actually go on Google, search up Epic Edits, and you'll be able to find it on find the main page. Just click on download and download the most recent one of Epic Edits so you can actually have fun with it. Once it's finished download, just unzip, install the program, and you're good, ready to go to make your own track on Super Mario Kart. All you need is the Super Mario Kart ROM and the emulator to actually test your own tracks. Now I'm not going to actually tell you where to find them, but I recommend you go search it yourself. Just type up emulator or ROM hacks, you'll be able to find those two that you're looking for. So without further doubt, let's actually get the past me who actually did a tutorial for Epic Edits. Let's get him on board, shall we? Right, after when you finish getting Epic Edits downloaded and getting your ROMs all sorted, now you can actually start on with working on your project. So what you need to do, if you got yourself the Super Mario Kart, which I'm not going to put in the link in the description, you can go find it yourself. Just type up Super Mario Kart ROMs in any Google and you'll be able to find it easily. But without further ado, let's actually get right into it of how to actually make a track design like this on Super Mario Kart. So what you need to do is you have to go into Open ROMs, or open a ROM, and then you have to go find your Super Mario Kart, and then you can click on it. But a little reminder: once you start a Super Mario Kart project, it's best to save the project underneath a different name, because if you save it as Super Mario Kart, it can actually do a little bit damage on the original ROM than not saving it as your own file. So I already did it before with the original ROM, so now I'm gonna bring out my one, Super Mario Kart Planetary Edition. Now just gonna let that wait till it loads up. There we go. Now the fun thing is there's several things you can actually work on. There's a lot of things that you can work on. You got the tile set here, you got the racetrack here, you got the open, you got the save, you got the import track, which likely enough, if you manage to work on a previous level editor like Make, Epic Edit allows you to import that track into Epic Edit, so you can actually do a little bit of configuring around of the track. The same with export. Export track allows you to export the track that you have made or export the track that was previously made, so people can actually work on it or tinker it a little bit as well. Same with import all tracks and export all tracks. It's the same thing like import and export, but you export all the tracks, you import all the tracks. You undo, you redo, you zoom out or zoom in, or for shortcut purposes you can hold Alt and scroll up. Was it Control? Hang on. Yeah, sorry, here we go. Control, you hold down Control and you scroll up or down to zoom in or zoom out. I recommend doing that. Then you got full screen. Recommend keeping it as normal, just as a big window. But if you are working on two computers, working with dual screen, then yeah, go right ahead, put put that in full screen, carry over to the second screen so you can have that as your working area, and while the other one is something you can listen to. Now you got your color palettes, which I'll bring it up right now. Color palettes allows you to change the color of each and every single tile set you see. Recommend, if you want to target a specific tile set, recommend doing a pre-made of the track first, or make the track first, then actually do the color of it. But for now, just leave. But for now, if everything is original, just leave it as it is. Just finish up the track, get the design set that you want to make, then come to the color palette to do some aesthetics. But for now, it actually looks pretty good. Oops, hang on. I think I've made a little mistake. Hang on, give me a sec. There we go. Then we got the backgrounds. Backgrounds is something that you see, like you can see from the time trial, like the animation right here, for time trial purposes. But those are just here to actually show on the track as well, just to be as the background. Like you get the animation here to be as the showing of when you're going through the time trial section, but it's also there to actually show you what it's like once you enter in the level. So close that, and then you got the game settings. The game settings allows you to actually change up the cups, the names of each cup, podium, GP podium, and also yet cup theme and text, which I already done most of them. The time, queen, king, and master. Planet circuit, which this is one of them right here. Dark circuit, I might need to come up with a better name than that. Green Valley, Lava Raceway, Ice Age Raceway, Choco Island, Sunset Beach. Used to be called as Cooper Beach, but I changed it to Sunset Beach. Battle Course, and Rainbow Road was changed to All Stars Race. Now we'll move on to the next one. This is where you can actually change it up a little bit to actually indicate which one is which. Say for instance, there's Time Cup, Queen Cup, King Cup, Master Cup. Then you got Planet Circuit, Green Valley, Dark Circuit, or Lava Raceway. Or say for instance you got Sunset Beach, but you want that to become Planet Circuit. So you can click on here and look for it, and there you go. You got Planet Circuit right there, but you also got a number right here, so you can actually change it, say for 3, or change it to 2, change it to 3, 4, whatever. But after that, that's pretty much it. Then we got the ranking points. You can change the ranking points as it is. I'm keeping it as bulk standard because I do not. I'm keeping it just bulk standard, just leaving it as it is, keeping it the same. Mario, Luigi, Bowser, Koopa Kid, DK Jr., Toad, Yoshi, that kind of stuff. Then we got the items. I'm keeping it just the same because I don't know what it's like touching it, and I don't want to fiddle around with it, so I'm keeping it as the same. Now let's get on to the tile sets. Now let's set up a new one. Let's see which one hasn't been touched yet. Actually, we got Planet Sonic, Planet Circuit. Hang on, save that first. Oh no, I don't need it. Just Control S, because once you click that save ROM, you're saving a new one. But that's alright. So let's actually find a circuit that I haven't actually worked on yet. Planet Sonic, Planet Circuit. Oh bloody hell, that has been through the works for a little while, but managed to get it work. For people who actually followed me on Instagram, you would have seen the previous track design of Planet Circuit 2. It used to be a jump right here, but decided to change it up because the computers were having a little bit of trouble trying to get through, trying to jump over the starting line. So I redesigned it to how it is now to make it a little bit more simple and easy for the computers, but also yet for the players. Green Valley 2, that's alright. I think Dark Circuit, I'll leave it as it is. Right, let's actually, you know what? Yeah, let's actually work on Lava Raceway. And sorry for the background there, my neighbors don't know how to keep the dogs quiet. Anyway, so let's get right into this one. Now, you can, from the top right here on the tile set, you can actually change it up a bit. You can change it from the Dark Circuit, you can change it to Planet Circuit, you can change it to Green Valley, Choco Island, Ice Age or Showed Island, Sunset, and also yet also All-Star Raceway. which fortunately those are just coins here, which I don't think I need that. So I'll put it back to Lava Raceway. There we go. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to do a little bit of a tutorial of how to actually start up with making a just a simple track, just a simple ass track. Might be a little bit difficult for people, but it can be very simple as it is. And I'll actually show you the aftermaths after when I finish the track. So Lava Raceway 2 is actually gonna get the works done, because I was thinking about doing giving Lava Raceway a second track. So let's get right into it. So what you need to do is recommend going for about 9 across, or 10 across, 9 to 10 across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10. See, 10 like this, 10 across. Because, yeah, it may look big, but you have to realize if you go a little bit too big, it might not fit the track. So always go from the standard 9 or 10 across, then work your way up. If the track is too big, then go to 9. If it's too small, then go to 10. Or just let your imagination go on, but recommend sticking to 9 or 10. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to do the exact same thing, go across here, 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 and here. And due to the fact this is actually going to be a little bit easier, due to the fact there's no turning corners for Lava Raceway. Lava Raceway is going to be a little bit easier, other than Pallets circuit, where you have corners here that you have to actually really put them in precise areas, like this area, right, like all these areas right here. It was not that easy to deal with. So going back to Lava Raceway, let's actually get back to it. Now, since we used the left mouse button to plant our 10 tile sets of either bricks, now we can actually hold down the right mouse button and actually go right over it and copy it. Now, the good thing about this is you can actually copy the tile set, so you can actually continue onwards and upwards and make it easier for yourself. Say for instance, you got a straightaway that you just want to make it straight, you can actually copy and paste it and go as far as you want it until you think, yeah, okay, let's make a corner here. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to make the straightaway a little bit longer, so the racers can have a little bit of breathing space. So 1, 2, 3, and there we go. So there we go. Now, before I actually continue on, I'm actually going to put a finish starting line somewhere. So probably right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There we go. So there's the finish line so there's a starting and finish line right here. Oh, don't know what's going on here. Oh, yikes. Okay, don't know what happened to all the other tile sets, but then again, I'm not going to be bothered about that. Right, so now we got a good straight line here. Well, barely, hang on. Let's actually copy this. There we go. There we go. Good straight long line right here. A very easy, very simple straight line for the racers to start off, because here, you got the overlay here, which I might need to get rid of that. Overlay allows items here in the overlay only pops up when it comes to Grand Prix. It doesn't pop up when it comes to time trial or anything else. That's when this particular tile set comes in. You can actually set up everything and they'll say there. When it comes to overlay is just something that's going to pop up once you start Grand Prix. Now, where's the... okay, there it is. So, what we're going to do, we're going to move it here. We're going to shorten here because it's not that long, and it's not going to be like Planet Circuit or Green Valley. It's not going to be long like that, where you can actually, if you accidentally miss the turn, you can actually go across it and you can get a lap 1. Here, due to the fact it's going to be a thin, like blocked in place, we don't need to worry about that. So going back to the tile, we're actually going to go, so we're going to make it, so this is where we're going to have the corner here. So we're going to move it, so we're going to put the top end here, then we're going to work our way down to add a barricade here to make sure that our races don't actually fall off straight off the bat. So put it here, oops. So put them right here. And it doesn't matter how far you're going to put it, just as long as you can actually do it. Like, say for instance, you might think, yeah, I might need to make it a little bit longer. There's no need to worry. You just need to add the tile set that you were doing with the barricade and just move it across. So I'll do that right here. There we go. So we've got a normal standard race line here. And what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to cut forward to this point where I'm actually going to add jumps to it. So I'll cut forward from here to the point that I've actually started making some gaps. So I'll see you guys. Very shortly after a little fast forward. See you shortly. Alright, here we go. So this is where we're going to have our first jump. So all you need to do is just click on these tiles right here, the bouncers, where it allows the card to bounce up to make it a little bit easier, and always end it with the top end and the bottom end on each side. Otherwise, if you don't have the top end and the bottom end there to close off, it's going to have a little bit of the races will more likely to miss it a bit. So always have those kind of stuff. So due to the fact it's just going to be a normal bounce, no dash pad here like these ones right here. It's just going to be a normal bounce. So what I'm going to do, a normal racer can actually bounce nearly about 2 inches or 2 square inches right here, like 1, 2, or 3, probably 4 at the most. So what I'm going to do is going to put it right here and put a little gap right here. So you always have to think that how heavy are those cars going to be, and how is it going to like transfer, like how is it going to get over the lava, get into the next track. You always have to think that. So since we got that one sorted, I'm actually going to make it a little bit longer as it is. So copy that, and I'll see you very shortly after this little one. And here we go. Make it a little turn right here. There we go. Right, there you go. So now we got a rough idea of how we want to make the track. Now all we need to do is to actually lay out the boundaries that we need to put in. So I'm actually going to do that right now. I'll put the boundaries in so I can actually say, okay, we need, let's say, put it right down here. There's the barricade right here. Might need one more. Hang on. Just need one more here and put the end right here to indicate saying, yeah, that's where it is. And do the exact same thing with here, but a little bit shorter. So it can actually just go right here. There we go. So shorter right here because it's going to be a right-hand turn for here. So just clean up here. There we go. Probably fix it up a little bit. So put it right here. There you go. After when you like get a certain design that you want to make, it's best to clean up and actually make sure it's like more flush, more fluent and flush. which that's a woodworking term of making it look spick and span, not like completely dirty as it is. So this is what I'm doing right now. I'm actually making the level a little bit more simple as it is, making it more aesthetic like. So filling in the gaps that I've missed to make it more a racetrack type, and getting rid of the non-essentials I need, which I think, yeah, those two, those right here are not needed here. So there we go, and just clean up here. It's always best to clean up your tracks to make sure it looks good, but also just to make sure that everything works. So once we get this one, then I'll get into the part where the overlays will kick in. Once I'm finished with the barricades, of course. So right here, there, and there we go. Looks a little bit fluent. Looks a little bit clean. There we go. Actually, might need to make that a little bit bigger. Same with that. Make it a little bit bigger, so the racers won't bounce off the track like bloody pinballs like they normally do. Right, since we now got the track all sorted up, now we just need to put the barricades up to make sure that the racers can actually stay in there, and to make sure they don't actually fall out. Well, you can have a little bit of gaps at some point, but not all the time. It's best off to have some, to make it a little bit easier for some of the racers, some of them. Which, you know what, I might leave a gap right here to make sure they don't, to make it a little bit more difficult for the players. So leave it here. So put a gap there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. So I'm gonna leave a gap here, like a big gap right here. About where should I put it? Right here. So this is where the barricade will start, and this is what will happen if people miss the turn. Goes off the cliff. Like, let your imagination go wild. Like, think of the tracks that you want to make when you were a kid, and just imagine it being on a Mario Kart or something like this. It's something that can be so easily to be done, but can be somewhat difficult to implement it on here. Sometimes. Not all the times, but sometimes it can be somewhat easy to do. Or sometimes a little bit difficult, as some people may think of. But as for me, I just think that making tracks is a little bit simple. So there we go. So we'll come back to you guys a little bit later once I got the barricades all up, and I'll tell you about the overlays. So see you guys in a bit. Right, there we go. The track is now all set, or actually, no, barely, just hang on. Now, since we got the track all set up, now we have to set up the starting thing, So, since now we got the tracks done, the barricade, well, most of the barricade, because I'm keeping it, some of them a little bit falling off, and got some new things I've added in with the turbo boost and the bounce pad down here and the bounce pad here. Now all we need to do now is set up the starting line. Now since we already set up the starting line right here, have a look at the arrows right here. These arrows right here. Now you can actually change it up a little bit. You can change the spacing a bit. You can change it to 28. You can make it a little bit closer, or you can make it go across right here. But we're going to go back to normal, so we're going to go to probably 32. Actually, probably a little bit closer. Probably 28. Here we go. 28 spacings. And then we're going to go back and actually put our starting lines. Now, I have to keep looking back and forth to make sure that I put it in the right spot. Because the last thing you need is actually putting it in the wrong, spot or a little bit too close. Always have a little bit of a gap here. Probably right here will do. Not wrong spot. There we go. So now, since we got that, we just need to put one, probably two here, two across. There we go. Let's have a look. Yeah, so something like this. Now I'm actually going to copy this because the last thing I need is going through stuff so easily. And then we had it. Hang on, go back. Probably move it left a little bit. Probably right here. Close. Yeah, here we go. A little bit too far. Okay, hang on. Probably. There we go. So 24 will make it a little bit easier. That's a good spacing there. A little bit. Might be a little bit squishy, but oh well. As long as it feels like you can get it in the right spot, you'll be fine. So right here. Yep. Right there. There we go. Looks like we're doing just fine. And there we go. We got all the position lined up. Got all of them all sorted out. There we go. All lined up with the arrow to the starting points. Now these things are only going to be there for the Grand Prix or racing against two players. Those things are going to be there to indicate where the players are going to be or where you are going to be. And that's just the starting line, cross, lap, cross, finish line. So every time when you pass this, you make a lap. This is a good thing about Epic Edits. You don't need to do coding, you don't need to do much of it. It's just a simple drag and drop and putting it in the spot. That's all you need to do. Now since we got the track laid out, we got the starting line and the finish line all sorted out. Save work. So we can actually make sure that we don't lose our progress. The last thing you need is putting all your time and effort, then losing the process of it because of a simple computer going out. It's always important to save your progress every single time, whether you're trying something new with the tile sets or trying to figure out what you want to make, that kind of stuff. Now, since we got that sorted out, let's go over to the overlays. And like I explained a little bit earlier, overlays are something that will only pop up when it comes to Grand Prix and two-player race, not time trial or anything else. So what we're going to do here is we're going to find out a best spot where you as the racer and other computers will actually have a good time trying to collect stuff, or put obstacles in there to make it a little bit hard, a little bit difficult. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually thinking about putting coins not too close, probably somewhere around here, probably right there. So we've got two stacks of five coins on a cross, probably a little bit more, probably 4, because coins is somewhat of a given when it comes to Super Mario Kart. We'll put a question block here, and looks like I missed it a bit, so don't worry, I can put it here, and here. So this is the problem when it comes to like putting stuff in there. Like you come to think of it that this like the overlay or tile set might look good, but sometimes you have a little bit of a inch of block left and you're thinking, okay, what am I supposed to do? So we got the custom. So we got a block here. Might put another row of question blocks here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Probably a row. Probably another row. Oops, not overlaid. Actually no, we can't do that. So the good thing about overlay is you can actually delete it if you want it once you click on it. But you can also move it around just in case if you made a little hiccup. So no problems there. Okay, put that there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got 6 blocks up here, 8 blocks here, 14 item box. Now we're gonna put might put some row of coins here. We might put 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 probably. Yeah, there we go. Now what should we do here? Probably put another row of question item box here. So probably just one set of rows here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Just 6 item box there, and we might put another set of coins here, and probably. Well, I can't overlay it. Doesn't matter. Here, heart shape. Yeah, I know. It kind of look like a heart shape, but oh well. And might need to put a couple of rows of coins here, because you can only have you can have up to nearly 40 coins, I think it was. All right. Now also pay attention here on this little indicator right here. You can only have up to 41, and so far I've only put up 37 as it explained. Now I can actually put more in there, but I think this should do. Actually no, probably one more, probably a couple more here, and probably here, and there we go. I've just maxed out, so that's pretty much it. Now it's time to get to the objects. Now the objects I'm not actually used to yet. I'm not actually quite used to how to work out the objects. So due to the fact this is going to be a level of Raceway, we're going to go thwomp, and we're going to have the tile set of a thwomp. There we go, and change the color palettes to probably, yep, here we go, probably to 5. Now each colors have their own indication, and since those swabs have their own color coordination, you have to put them in the right spot. So right here. Now I don't know how to delete objects or how to make new ones like these, but if anyone have more experience than I do in Epic Edits, I'm just here to give you the bulk standards here. Please feel free to leave a comment down below if you know how the objects works, because if so, I might make another tutorial of how to make new objects like this. But for now, I'm just actually going to put where the thwomps are going to be. Probably the thwomps can go. Hang on, let's move yellow a bit. Make him. There we go. Right there. We have the bottom here as yellow, so we move the thwomps here, and here. Put them right here, about a couple inches across. Probably here, a couple of spaces, or probably move them across, like make it a pattern, like not have it like a line, but probably have it like a kind of like a jagged line, like I'm having right now, right here. There we go. There we go. Now we just need to move this green one right here. We'll make these one hit here. So too far apart, and we'll move these two right here and make it a little bit close together. There we go. And the blue one we'll put, yeah, you know what, we'll put them right here. We'll put them right, actually no, that's where the coins are, so I can't do that. So make it a little bit easier. There we go, yeah. There we go. All said and done. Now you can actually change the color aspect of where the objects are going to be. For some reason I had a little bit of trouble when it comes to Planet Circuit, because it just didn't want to play nice at the first time, but now it just wants to. Or is it Green Valley? No, it's Green Valley. Green Valley didn't want to play nice. Where one comes in all of them decide to come in. Now it's decided to play nice. All right, which I'll actually save that a little bit later, so not to worry. We're focusing on the lava raceway now. You can tell that there is a lot of spacing there. Yes, I can actually understand. You can actually use more space. I can actually use more of the track, but sometimes you don't need to use all of them to make something good. You can actually use a little bit less to make it more. So since my English, since now we're done with the objects and actually understand how it works just a little bit, now we're actually going to work on, hang on, let's see the review, oh, hang on, yep, that's right. You might need to make the yellow a little bit popping up, and make the blue go away. No, not too far, There we go, that's better. Now we got everything sorted. Yeah, this is from the previous one. Clear that, like, get rid of that, clear it all out, and actually set up a new one. This is for the AI. Now the AI is not only just for, not only for the races, but once you start, you can see the little white circle right here. That white circle is also for the key to indicate saying, okay, this person fell on this side, this part of the square. Pick him up, put him back to where he was. So we're gonna shorten it out. We're gonna make it a little bit smaller, and we're gonna have it here to indicate that's the starting line. And we're just gonna move this little circle right here, inch by inch. We're not gonna put it out like this way, because say for instance, if you fell into the lava, just for example, if you fell into the lava, the Lakitu or the Lakitu will actually pick you up and put it to where the white circle is. The white circle is the indication of where the Lakitu will drop you. So put it inch by inch from every rectangle that you put in, or any kind of shape, like triangle top left, triangle top right, triangle bottom left, or bottom right to bottom left. But I'm actually going to keep it to rectangle, because sometimes I'm best with just putting it in simple rectangles other than just triangle bottom left or bottom right. And now we got speed. Speed allows it to indicate to the computer saying, all right, you're in this section now, go as fast, or go as slow when it hits the blue. So we're going to put it as 3, because this is just the starting line. And then what we're going to do, we're just going to keep on adding. And see how the index managed to keep going up? The index there is to tell you how many you have in there. Say for instance, these are like kind of like checkpoints, or trackers for people who have actually been doing game development for a very long time, or just started. These are kind of like trackers. These are something that can actually tell the computer saying, yeah, go this way, go that way, follow where this is going to go, that kind of stuff. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to speed up here, and I'm actually going to go through the whole thing and actually finish the whole thing, then we're good to go. So, but also another thing before I go wander off, you can also move it here. The white circle is also a thing to indicate where the races should be going. Say for instance, if you move it this way, you're telling the computer, hey, a turn is coming up, better turn left very shortly. So there we go. Right, so since now I've explained a little bit more details of how this AI setup is going to be like, I'm just going to finish up the rest and actually going to show you a little testing of how it works after when I finish it. So time to fast forward right now. we go. That's all of the AI computing all done. With that being said, you can actually now save the project, and now you can actually test the track as much as you want. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna move Lava Raceway up because I'm a little bit curious of how it will work. So moving it up a little bit. And what I'm going to do is now I'm actually going to be doing 2 tests. I'm actually going to be testing it how it works in the time trial by myself, but also yet how it's going to work in the Grand Prix itself as well. But after that, I'll be moving the Lava Raceway back to where it needs to be, back to the 3rd position, because Planet Circuit is first, Green Valley is second, then Lava Raceway, then Dark Circuit, then the Ice Age Raceway. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to jump onto my emulator, which you also need an emulator to to always do trial and error for testing to make sure if there's anything wrong with the AIs. So I'll also suggest looking up for SNES emulators on Google, and you'll be able to find one because I'm not going to put it on the link in the description. You can just go find it by searching up SNES emulators. But without further ado, let's go hop on the emulator and see how it works. So, with that being said and done, and me testing out the track, we've actually done a little bit of editing. As you can see right here, I've actually added 2 more blocks here. Actually, I might need to add a couple more so people can actually make the jump a little bit more easier. Probably here will do. Yeah, there we go. So, since now we got that all sorted, we got the AIs, we fixed up the AI, we fixed up the object. Might need to move that back a little bit and make that a little bit smaller. There we go. Make that one a little bit bigger. See, this is constant trial and error you have to keep on doing. Like, you have to keep on testing the track to make sure it works just fine, to make sure it is a little bit more fluent with the AIs, to make sure they don't just keep ramming themselves into wall, because sometimes they tend to do that and it tends to be a little bit annoying. Might need to move that back a little bit. And just here, there we go. So yeah, once you finish testing up the track for the first time and you're trying to figure out where is the AIs stuffing up, where they keep hitting the walls, this is when you have to do the cleanup process to make it a little bit more spick and span, to make sure that the computers are actually working fully functional, and to make sure that they are going where they need to be. Same with the track. You also need to make sure how far the racers and yourself can actually make the jump, like a couple of times, like I did in the test play that I did on the SNES, on the SNES emulator. Now there is so many ways you can actually do that. You can actually make sure that they are working properly and that kind of stuff, but it's actually pretty good. Now, since we actually got all the cleanup finished up, everything was spick and span, I think that's all I can show for you guys for the tutorial. That's all I can show for you for Epic Edits. I've shown you the plain basics of how to make a track, how to use the overlays, how to move the starting line, the different tile sets you can go through to actually make your own tracks, the palettes, and also you get the colors as well. Well, actually not completely the palettes, but might as well show you a little bit. Let's give grey a shot. You can actually change it a bit to make it a little bit different, but I'm actually going to keep it bog standard, so reset the selected. Going to keep the lava as it is, just bright blue, because I don't want to be bog standard red, because lava can, like, I'm thinking of the blue flame at this point. So yeah, but that's all I got to show you. That's all I can show you guys. After that, you can either save the track, you can import the track or export the track. Well, actually you can export the track, so you can pass it on, so you can have that work, pass it on to another computer. Say for instance, you can actually pass it on to another computer, or have someone else do the track for you, that kind of stuff. But I think that's it. That's all I got to show you for the tutorial. If you actually enjoyed this video and actually enjoyed the basics tutorials of how Epic Edit works, then feel free to hit me up on the comment section of what you think of Epic Edits, and I'll make sure to put a link in the description down below, so you guys can actually look at the two links. One is for romhacking.net, a great community where people can actually post up their ROM hacking designs, their own ROM hacking ROMs, and to actually share it with one another, to actually see what they have done with their tracks as well. But also yet to find Epic Edits as well. I'll also put another link in the description down below for the main page of Epic Edits, so you guys can actually download it easily. But as for the ROM and the emulator, I recommend you go search it up for yourself. I'm not going to put it on the description. I'm not going to put it in the comments. It's best for you guys to go search it up for yourself, because I do not want to get in trouble. But without further doubt, if you actually like this video, hit the comments down below of what you think of the video and what you think of my bog standard basic tutorials. Was it helpful? Was it not? Or would you like to see more of the tutorials, or if you want to see more of my project design? I'll be happy to do so. But if you're also new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you can keep up to date with this kind of series that I'm thinking of doing right now, which is doing tutorials, but also yet showing the project, but also yet with my other series, Planetary Throwback, because who knows, I might be time traveling back to some other time for an awesome gem that we haven't seen for a long time. But until then, I'd like to say thank you for watching this tutorial video, and thank you for sticking around for so long. But it's time for me to sign off, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Ta-ta!